Breaking news that's got the internet gasping, gaslighting, and glitching. YandySmith just laid the ultimate smackdown on Mendeecees Harris, and no, this ain't your average love and hip-hop mess. We're talking full-blown betrayal, a public slap that could have knocked out a camera crew, and a secret so twisted it's making people question reality TV and reality itself. Did Mendeecees just throw away his entire marriage for a backdoor betrayal? Was it cheating? Was it clout chasing? Was it something even darker? And wait, who exactly did he get caught with? Because rumor has it, it wasn't just some Instagram model with a Fashion Nova deal and a fake booking email. No, baby. This one hits way too close to home, literally. Now ask yourself this: what makes a woman as polished, powerful, and poised as YandySmith unleashed fury in public, cameras rolling, lashes fluttering, with a slap that's got more views than her skincare line promo? What was said? What was seen? And how did it all spiral into a media meltdown that's got VH1 producers sweating, brands pulling out, and Twitter threatening to riot? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is messier than a reunion episode filmed during a thunderstorm, and that's saying a lot. The truth, it's uglier than Mendeecees' excuses. Let's get into it. So how did we go from happily ever after to Yandy channeling her inner WWE in the middle of a crowded event? Well, grab your popcorn, because the scandal didn't start with a slap. It started with whispers, quiet rumors slipping through the cracks of the love and hip-hop universe, like steam from a pressure cooker ready to blow. Mendeecees had been acting different, slick to polished to smooth to unavailable for a man who used to shout Yandy's name like it was a brand. Something was off. And then the receipts started trickling in, not one, not two, a stream of late-night phone calls to someone Yandy didn't recognize, a mystery contact saved under a generic name like T, texts that were short, secretive, and strangely emotional, and then the nail in the coffin: a leaked video from a private, invite-only event where Mendeecees was caught red-handed, or should we say red-lipped. In the grainy footage, which exploded across blogs faster than a Carly red lie, you could see Mendeecees leaning into a woman's ear, whispering, smiling, and then boom, hand on thigh. Not just a casual touch, an intimate, slow drag of the hand, the kind of move that says I've done this before. And the worst part, Yandy wasn't even at the event. That's right, the woman was someone from Yandy's own trusted circle, someone who smiled in her face, posted girls' night selfies, clinked glasses with her at brunch, and was allegedly sneaking behind her back with her man. Now, let's be real, Yandy is not new to scandal. She's been through Mendeecees' prison stint, baby mama drama, questions about their legal marriage, and more public shade than an eclipse. But this time it was personal. This betrayal wasn't just messy, it was surgical, cold, pre-planned, and when the clip hit social media, the internet lost its collective mind. Fans went feral. One minute you had folks defending Yandy, saying she deserved better. The next, Mendeecees stins were claiming that hug didn't mean anything. But deep down, everyone knew this was different. Yandy doesn't slap unless she's seen something that can't be unseen. And oh, she saw it. Not just the video, the text messages, the pattern, the 3 a.m. calls that weren't coming to her phone. It all built up. So when she walked into that private gathering and locked eyes with Mendeecees across the room, she didn't scream. She didn't curse. She didn't throw drinks. She walked straight up, stone-faced, hand raised like it was powered by every ounce of betrayal she had felt. In the last decadence, she slapped him. Not a cute little TV moment, a slap so real. You could hear it over the music in the room, silent. You could hear the tension break in the air like glass. Mendeecees froze. The woman guilty, trembling, couldn't even make eye contact. Yandy? She turned and said, "So this is what we're doing now, with her in my face." It wasn't just a confrontation, it was a reckoning. A decade of loyalty, struggle, and sacrifice burned down in 30 seconds. And you already know somebody had their phone out, recording the entire thing, the slap, the stare, the betrayal, all posted online within minutes. Twitter was in flames. Instagram timelines turned into war zones. Meme pages couldn't repost fast enough. People were saying Yandy should have swung twice. Others demanded Mendeecees speak up. But instead of addressing it like a man, Mendeecees tried to downplay everything. Told insiders Yandy was overreacting, that it wasn't what it looked like, that people misunderstood the moment. Sir, how do you misunderstand a hand on a thigh and a face full of guilt, and just when you thought it couldn't get worse? Blogs began dropping new tea. Anonymous sources claiming this wasn't the first time, that Mendeecees had been emotionally checked out for months, that he'd been traveling alone more often than he admitted, that he'd even made private purchases through his business account, gifts that never showed up in Yandy's hands, a bracelet here, a designer bag there, and suddenly, it all made sense. The distance, the tension, the fake smiles on red carpets. Yandy had been holding on to a man who had already let go. But the real plot twist wasn't the betrayal itself, it was who he betrayed her with. Because when that name leaked, the internet broke. The name that dropped was enough to stop hearts and trigger a collective whiplash across social media. Judy. Yes, that Judy. Mendeecees' own mother. At first, people thought it was a typo, maybe a mistake or a cruel prank pulled by a troll page trying to stir chaos. But as more blogs began reposting the same bombshell, quoting close family insiders, screenshots started surfacing, and not just any screenshots, texts, call logs, and yes, even voice notes. It didn't take long before people started connecting dots they had ignored for years: the weird dynamic, the obsessive involvement, the overstepping boundaries, the bizarrely territorial attitude Judy had always displayed. Whenever Yandy asserted herself in Mendeecees' life, suddenly, it all seemed less like overbearing motherhood, and more like something deeply inappropriate, and people weren't just speculating, they were dissecting every old Love and hip-hop clip like forensic analysts, pointing out strange body language, awkward moments, and cryptic past comments. The internet was in full investigator mode, and what they found wasn't just messy, it was disturbing. Yandy, according to sources, had been suspicious for a while. Not that Mendeecees was creeping with randoms now. She always assumed if anything was happening, it was with someone he met during business or travel. What she didn't expect was to find late-night call records that showed Judy's number topping the list, with dozens of calls made between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. consistently over the past few months. Who calls her mother at 3:30 a.m. every other night? And if that wasn't enough to set off alarms, the messages did: pet names, inside jokes that didn't read like jokes, and emotional language that went beyond what any son should be texting to his mother. Yandy confronted him in private before the slap went public, sources say, and he gaslighted her, told her she was crazy, paranoid, letting the internet poison her. But deep down, Yandy knew. She knew something was very, very wrong. Still, it was the leaked messages that sent it all spiraling out of control, allegedly forwarded by a disgruntled assistant who once worked closely with the Harris family. The messages revealed not just inappropriate language but plans, Judy talking about needing space just for her and Mendeecees, separate property, financial transactions, trips taken together without telling Yandy. And then came the wildest part, a cryptic voice memo from Judy saying, "I don't care what anyone thinks, you're the only one I'll ever need." When fans heard it, the backlash was instant. Even people who tried to dismiss it at first couldn't unhear it. There was something off. Something chilling. This wasn't a silly affair, this was something else entirely. And Yandy? She was done playing the understanding wife. The ride-or-die image she had built for a decade was out the window. Sources say she not only kicked Mendeecees out, but is now preparing a legal team for full custody of their children. And then Mendeecees did what men in damage control mode always do: he ran straight into the arms of his ex, Erica Dixon. Yep, you read that right. The same Erica who's been taking subtle shots at Yandy online for years. The same Erica who once told an interviewer that Mendeecees was a manipulator who used women for image. Now suddenly, she's spotted with him at a lounge in Atlanta, sitting close, smiling hard, and looking like she just won a reality TV prize. Coincidence? Please. The internet wasn't buying it. Fans immediately clocked the petty energy. Erica wasn't in love. She was using the moment to get under Yandy's skin. And Mendeecees? He was too stupid to see it, or too desperate to care. But the real circus act came from Judy. Instead of going silent, she doubled down. She went live, teary-eyed, dramatic, and delusional. She stared into her phone like she was auditioning for a soap opera and said, "People just don't understand the kind of bond Mendeecees and I have. He's my person, he always will be." The comment section went nuclear. Viewers begging her to stop talking, calling her creepy, inappropriate, unwell, and yet, she kept going. Talking about how no woman could ever replace her role in Mendeecees' life. How Yandy never really accepted her. How people twisted a sacred connection into something dirty. It was the definition of tone deaf. The more she talked, the worse it looked, and now, insiders say VH1 producers are in full crisis mode. What was supposed to be just another messy relationship arc has spiraled into something that could actually cost people their careers. Yandy, on the other hand, is moving differently. Quietly, strategically. Her inner circle says she's already pulled out of joint business ventures tied to Mendeecees, started rebranding herself separately, and even had her legal team send cease and desist letters to a few gossip pages spreading rumors she deems too reckless to ignore. But what really has the internet watching is a rumor that Yandy's holding more receipts, hard evidence, things that haven't been posted online, phone logs, recordings, maybe even third-party witnesses, ready to testify that Mendeecees and Judy's bond was far from normal. And if what people are whispering is true, once that info drops, It's not just Mendeecees who's finished, it's Judy too, because once you cross a woman like Yandy, who built her brand on strength and loyalty, the takedown is never emotional. It's surgical, clean, permanent. So now the million-dollar question, what do you think really went down? Was this just another messy love and hip-hop scandal? Or did Mendeecees cross a line that can never be uncrossed? Is Judy just an overbearing mother caught in a storm? Or is there truth to the rumors that their relationship is a little too close for comfort? And let's not forget Erica. Do you really think she's playing the long game for revenge? Or is she just using Mendeecees as a pawn in her never-ending beef with Yandy? One thing's for sure, the story has flipped reality TV upside down. And the fallout is just beginning. But now it's your turn to weigh in. Are you Team Yandy, standing strong and walking away with her dignity and business empire intact? Or are you still holding out hope that Mendeecees will explain himself in a way that actually makes sense? Let us know in the comments, because this drama is hotter than ever. And we want all the tea. And don't forget, hit that like button. Smash that subscribe and turn on your notifications, because if you thought this was messy, wait until you see what's coming next. The truth doesn't just leak, it erupts. Stay tuned.